Even if I was trying to get with someone, it never, ever warrants being rude like that.
And just like any situation, if anybody is truly being rude to you and you want to address that, that's one thing. But if what you're upset about is the fact that nobody wants to play the pronoun game with you when they're all trying to flirt and hook up and get drunk, then you should probably go somewhere else. It doesn't sound like that particular gay bar or that particular group that you were sitting with is your market. So if it's not your market, then pack up your wares, go somewhere else and sell it there. They're obviously not buying it. And sometimes you can even find what you're looking for just by going to another corner of the bar and not even having to leave that space. What it sounds like was you were really trying to force yourself on these people and really trying to make it known that you are going to be in their way, and they were letting you know that you really weren't. And it sounds like they won because you're the one that got your feelings hurt over it. So if you want to continue to get your feelings hurt, then keep forcing yourself on people. But if you want to go somewhere and be celebrated and be adored, then go wherever you have to go to find that crowd. Obviously, the crew that you are hanging out with is not meant to be your tribe.
It doesn't. I could have totally been trying to do that. It doesn't mean his behavior is okay.
And that's the end of that clip, and this is just an insufferable person that really makes a point for why so many gays are completely turning on trans. You go in, you make a nuisance of yourself, and then when nobody wants to play your game, you want to pretend like it's everybody else's fault, and you want to threaten to get people kicked out. So my suggestion would be to go somewhere and find the level of beauty that meets your standard. Go find the people that are attracted to your parts. And go find a queer space where they find your pronouns interesting. Because I think you would be surprised to find out exactly how many in the gay community are just as over it as the rest of society. And at the end of the day, I think people like you are really not just insufferable. I think you're also a terrible example for what a trans person can be. And I honestly just feel like you need to get over yourself. And that's really where I'm at on it. Let me know what you guys think down below.
You're ugly. You're ugly and you're talking to me? You're ugly. You're ugly and you're talking to me?
You're ugly. You're ugly and you're talking to me? I don't know if this chick is trying to do an Asian accent.
You're gone now! You're here 4 hours!
Okay, so the gays are tired of the trans community, and you know it's bad when the gays are tired of you, because the gays pretty much don't pay attention to anything. You give us a stiff drink and a couple go-go boys to look at, and we are good. But let's check it out.
I don't understand. I live in LA.
Girl, say less. I don't understand living in LA either. The traffic, the cost of living, the homeless, and what else?
I go to gay bars. I'm literally at a gay bar. Why do I intentionally get misgendered?
Oh, that. Well, if they're calling you a woman, or she, or her, I think you might be being properly gendered and just not liking it. But I'll keep an open mind. Go on.
Almost every single time, but ugly men. Ugly men.
Because you look like a woman. You still look like a feminine. You look like a punk rocker. You don't look like a boy. You still sound like a girl. You're wearing hot pink. You have a short haircut, but in a woman style. And you're at a gay bar, but you're a trans man, woman. I don't know how to talk to y'all properly, but I'm trying to understand something. Because this is the second time that this has come across me, and it doesn't make any sense. This is a woman that I believe she's transitioning into a man. Like, I've already watched the video, and this guy is just, he did his homework on her, and, you know, went on the Instagram and shit, so he found a couple of videos of her taking this testosterone and shit, you know, so It's a woman trying to be a man, but kind of still look like a woman, like a tough punk rocker chick, not like a man. Like you're not. You gotta get a better outfit, cause I'd still do you. I would mistake you for a woman too. And I don't want to be disrespectful because I've met one of yous, I believe, last year, and she's quite frankly a good person. We have good talks every now and again about the mind and the state of the world and things like this because I've done a episode on this because I don't really follow y'all community, but the Lord, you know, he says to help everybody, you know, that includes everybody. And when I see anomalies like this and a community that's divided, you know, because learning about all this stuff, I didn't even, like, there's a lot that goes into this. And, it's strange to me, a woman that becomes a man, right? And says, I'm this now. But I I I still have woman parts. And I'm gonna go to this gay bar and I wanna sleep with a man. 'Cause I'm a man and I'm gay. But you're not if you still have a pussy. So if you sleep with gay men, you're having sex with a man. You're not a gay man. You're a woman having sex with a man. Like, what?
Question: would you feel better about being intentionally misgendered by attractive men? Attractive men.
Like, it's one thing for it to be a mistake, but like intentionally sitting there at a gay bar while you're trying to get laid by the guy next to you, like
Attractive men.
like it's one thing for it to be a mistake, but like intentionally sitting there at a gay bar while you're trying to get laid by the guy next to you, like
Why didn't you just go to a straight bar? I don't understand the logic of this, but I get it because you changed and you know whatever, but you didn't really change. And gay men are gay men. They like men. So you're a woman. I don't think they're gonna want to do that. I think that would make them not what they are, and then their people will be like, "You're a traitor. You went back." You know, it's weird. Like being on this side looking at this shit, I'm like, what's going on with some women? You know, see everybody else is probably I don't know what other people think, judge, or whatever. Me being who I am, I see a confused woman. You know, my father said there's going to be a lot of confused people, so, you know, maybe, maybe, maybe just be a woman. You know, that's tough. Tomboy girl. You know, that's what you look like.
Okay, so she ends up clearing that up, or excuse me, they end up clearing that up in their explanation video. Because the way it's worded here makes it sound as if they were
Now, my friend gave me a nice long discussion on that, and this guy literally breaks it down. It's crazy because he called it. I literally got a 45-minute discussion on it, right? And the thing is, what I didn't understand about it is when you say they, well, that is a word for two people. You can change into something, I guess, and whatever, right? But that still makes you one. That you You get it? You're one person. So calling you they, you know, you know, and then I'm gonna. It made me think of something even crazier. When everybody talks about bad people, you can't talk about what word do we use? They. They did it. You want that?
The ones trying to get laid, but really they were referring to the man that misgendered them. Terms of service can make me use people's proper pronouns, but they can't make it so I don't have fun with it, and they can't make it so I don't point out exactly how ridiculous it is.
The audacity is crazy. You're ugly. You're ugly and you're talking to me.
You're ugly. You're ugly and you're talking to me? I don't know if...
Yo. Yo, she did a J Pressure bar. She said, "What you mad 'cause you ugly, or you mad 'cause the bitches love me? You can either get the angel side or the Tupac thug me."
This chick is trying to do an Asian accent.
You go now! You're here 4 hours!
Or what's going on here. But let me tell you, no matter how this person identifies, what they are doing right now is trying to play the cute girl card of you're too ugly to be talking to me, which that may work in straight bars, but when you're at a gay bar dealing with gay men, you're not going to be able to play those same cards because you're not what we're after in the first place. So the fact that you think that these particular gay men are ugly does not matter to them at all. As far as
you know, because you're a woman and they don't like women, so naturally, you know, you saying that, they're like, well, we don't like women anyway. You're supposed to think we're ugly and icky and blah, 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 because you're a straight girl. That's what straight people think of us. So we've been in wars and fucking the trenches. You know? We finally got bars and things. We don't want to deal with the rest of the world anymore. We fought for what the fuck we fought for, to be left the fuck alone. Yous are making a whole bunch of noise over there, and I don't think they like it, because if you change into a man and then say you're a gay man, then that means you're representing them, and then you just call them ugly. And you're making fun of you because you want everyone else to say that you're a man now. So you're throwing yourself out of your own community that you're trying to get into. And you're mad that they don't accept you because you don't have a penis. And you can't just grow one. They can't just give, well, maybe, I don't know if they can, I don't know. They're working on a lot of fucking things, but you know what I mean? Like, this doesn't make any sense to me. This sounds like a woman that wants to be more masculine. You know, maybe not dress the normal way in dresses or whatever and be a normal prissy girl, but how you gonna say you're a gay man but not act like gay men? That he's literally trying to give this woman the code, like, yo, dog, you're not one of us. You're not even acting like us. You can't even take rejection. You sound like one of these fucking, hoodlums. Fuck you, bitch. You don't like me, bitch. You ain't gonna give me your number. Like, what the fuck are you doing?
we as gay men all go at the gay bar, we feel like you already don't belong here. Don't make any problems.
About my gender, on purpose.
About my gender? I'm honestly beginning to feel like this girl may be a little slow.
Break them veins! Break them veins!
And yeah, Toots, nobody cares. You are in a gay bar. So if you wanted people to worry about your gender and your pronouns, you should have gone to a queer bar, which is something that somebody said in your comments as well, but I think it bears repeating.
And I'm gonna stop right there. Cause this is not what my video is about. You know, like the beef, the new civil war going on. Seems like everything, every team, everybody's got this division going on, and everybody's claiming territory, and you know, rightfully so. My father said there's enough space, you know, in the world, and he kind of said this thing called if you don't like each other, separate. You don't have to like each other. I didn't make you to like each other. I made you to be your fucking self, you know, and live and figure out how to make me not do what I did to all of yous back in the day, you know. And this is the strangest thing I've ever began to learn about. I learn about everything that I possibly can in this reality, especially when it comes to people and the mind and what makes people do the things they do. I don't know why my father made me like that, you know, but I'm like that. I don't discriminate. I've been noticing this for a long time in my life because, you know, I grew up in the 80s. Lesbians and gay thing is like already popping by then, and you know, a lot of things. But there was a defining line, like that's why it has a name. Like human beings name things because of the actions of the thing. The name of the thing describes the actions you do. That's how we know what is what and who is who, because we don't have to you can't, you know, you can lie, but once we see what you do, the label comes with what that is. It's not to hate anyone. No. Names are for categorying the world. So everybody needs to stop playing the fucking name game and getting mad about shit. You know? Duh. But many times in my life growing up, I've seen women that say they're lesbians and stuff, and it never ends up that way. That baby that baby just somehow come out of nowhere, you know. Oh yeah, it just happened recently. I recently just seen it happen, and it makes me really question the number of women that said they're lesbians, you know, they're gay, because I don't really believe, and I could be wrong, this is just me thinking, and I haven't seen everybody in the world, so, you know, no one's trying to be completely accurate. But, I've seen it happen so many times where women go back. And it really amazes me to truly, like, all right, I thought before I learned and seen and talked to people, right, that lesbians didn't like men, you know, and They don't want anything. They don't like anything. The whole thing about a man, the shape, the everything. Because what we do and how we are built is not what they want, right? So in my mind, before you see or learn things, you think, like they're in love with the woman shape and everything about the woman, and then you grow up and find out they're fucking simulating being men sexually. They're acting tough and being a fucking macho or whatever woman, and one's feminine. That's not being a man. Rough masculine women have always existed, so that's not, you know what I mean, that's what that is. You know what I'm saying? A chick that can really knock a nigga out has always existed. There's always a little dude, and there's always a chick that's really gonna, you know, this is not fucking new. And the thing is, like, it's like what the gay guy was saying. Like, you can't hurt their feelings because you are the opposite thing of what they even like. You don't get a fucking chance. It's not about hating you. It's not about, no, you don't, you have a pussy. You're useless to them. You can pretend to be one of them, but they don't want to strap on. That's for lesbians. You know what I mean? Maybe she's lesbian. That's where I was going with the other talking about. When you're learning and you're like, wait up, they're simulating fucking being one of them. They're doing strap-ons and dildos and all this. And I'm like, to me, that makes you not really a lesbian then. You still like the penis. Period. You just don't like the mind state that comes with it. Because you can't find a mind state that's not like the same one, that you don't believe that exists. I get it. I understand. I understand. You know, you gotta learn how to move around more, meet more people, meet different people. Then you'll see that men's minds do change. Like, but it baffles me because that very same act of doing that is what makes women go back to men. That plastic is never gonna simulate what flesh feels like, you know? And that's all I need to say about that, you know? Once a woman has, you know, not just got, not just got to have sex, have good sex with a man, you know? That's what I believe makes them go back because, yeah, you can play with different sizes and all that. That shit ain't doing nothing but fucking them up. You know? Some women ain't built for all that. You know? And it amazes me to see things like this where gay straight women are mad that gay men don't want them. Like, how do you even, like, when I say it, it don't make sense. Like, why would she think that she can do that? I understand the arguing about how to be treated or talk to me with the names and this is my style, made up a new style or some shit, right? But these words have a exact lifestyle. The lifestyle comes with sex and everything, you know, lifestyle. And if you say you know, you, you're that, then you have to live that lifestyle. So maybe you're you're lesbian, but no, because you want a penis. So then maybe you're bisexual. You know that other word people made up. You know, like you like both. Maybe you're not trans. Maybe you're just bisexual. You don't have to take the testosterone and the drugs and, you know, you could save some money. You know what I mean? It's getting hot out here. I'm sure that shit ain't cheap. Like, I'm truly lost in the world when it comes to these things where I feel like are people what's going on with some people where why don't you just accept yourself? You know? I understand if we have the free will to do these things, so I'm not going to tell you what to do with your life because you're the only one that has to live it. You have to feel the good and the bad from all your decisions, you know? And how bad or good it feels, it's all up to you. It's all, you got to deal with that. So, I will tell you though, trying to be something else in life that you're not, you know? I'll break it down like this. A man can train his whole life, a woman can train her whole life to be a basketball player, you know? Not make it, get to semi pros or whatever the fuck that shit is, and continue to keep doing that until they blow their legs out or their back, right? And then some other people say, I didn't make it pro, I'm going to college or something. This is not the way. This is what I liked to do. This was something, but this stopped it. Now I'm going this way because it just, I don't know. That's the best analogy I can come up with so far. This is all straight talk. There's no thinking, there's no writing. This is just, it's a thought because it's really something I think about. Like, I love women. I love men. Salute to the real ones and even the bad ones and whatever. I love people. And I don't care what you're doing in life. Making problems is not a good thing. And it seems like a lot of women are going through a lot of things right now. Like, I'm hearing about all these layoffs and fucking a lot of things. I see this little civil war popping off now. And, you know, a lot of people, I don't think in a couple years are going to be saying that they're still that. You know, a lot of lifestyles are in the world, and people try things, you know? And all I can say, if it's not working for you, like, maybe you should, like he said, maybe she should have went to a queer bar. Like, me being a straight man, I really thought that was the same exact thing. I didn't know that was two different bars until I met my friend. And she taught me, well, they, I don't want to disrespect you, that, nah, that's a difference. You know, got different people in there. And I said, oh, okay. Now I know. And I don't know. I suggest people become stronger in your mind, especially when it comes to, other people's opinions. Because everybody gets hated on, you know? Everybody's group, you know? That gets a little something. So, need to toughen up on that. For the women going through this that haven't, um, you know, because I don't even understand. You have to learn about something and people and to understand, you know, and get a lot of different stories, a lot of different reasons why people do things. So I guess I'm just gonna have to keep on living and keep on researching why women are going through these things and changing, but then keeping the same type of sexual preference, but demand that I call you a man, but then I can't call you he because I gotta call you they because you're, you know, like I think that's why people form their groups and they only be around each other. I think that's why people do that. You know, like this the separation of the bar thing. I think that's why people do that. So you don't have to go through these things. But like I said, I'm very confused that a woman that clearly still looks like a woman, she, you know, like you can see it. She's not even like you would think she would, you know, put a fucking flannel shirt on and fucking like I don't know, like you know, like I don't get it. And then force someone that doesn't like women go in their space and be like, you gotta like me. And you don't talk to me. What the fuck you talking to me for? You ugly. Like, wow. 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 I always tell people, what is your, when people fight for their cause, you know, are you fighting to be like other people that insulted and blah blah blah? Or do you fight for your freedom to be heard and seen so you can be nice and regular and smart and talk to people, you know? Because I don't think that's going to get anybody anyway. Anyway, I'm done with rambling, giving this sermon on the mountain or whatever. All love, all praise to the Most High.